What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. And all right, y'all, it is officially homecoming season for historically black colleges and universities, otherwise known as HBCUs, right? And in particular, this weekend is my HBCU, my alma mater, Mississippi Valley State University's homecoming. And unfortunately, look, I'm a little salty, y'all. I cannot lie. I wish I could be there with my fellow alums because I'm scrolling through Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram, and they look like they're having a whole lot of fun on that yard, right? And I remember when I was out on that yard every single year, and I would be anticipating homecoming every single time, right? Because that represented a time where I could take a break from coursework, but at the same time, I could kick back, relax, enjoy myself, and hang with my friends without a care in the world, without question. Because, like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. If you haven't been to an HBCU homecoming, you gotta go at least one time in your life. You have to get that experience under your belt. It gotta be on your bucket list because it's like a big family reunion and a national holiday all wrapped in one, without question, y'all. Like, it is a time for us black folks to celebrate the black college experience, for us to have pride in our universities we attended, and for us to fellowship with one another after not seeing each other for 1 year, and in many other instances, well beyond that, right? I graduated from Hbcu in 2015. There's a lot of my fellow alums I haven't seen since that day we graduated, right? But I know every time we see each other, it's going to be love. We're going to just have a ball because we just remember when we were all at that one institution every single year. We was at the step shows. We was at the football games. We was, going to the Greek show. We was going to the comedy show, so on and so forth. And we always trying to get fresh, put on our best clothes so we can go to these events for real, man. Like, the HBCU homecoming represents the homage we pay to our institutions that was filled with like-minded people from different backgrounds and regions of America, right? We all share the love for our culture, and this was the place where me in particular, and I can speak for my boy Melvin Booker, right? We both became men at the HBCU we attended, man. Like, I met some of my best friends in the world at HBCU, and I remember just during homecoming time, it was just a time for us to be festive, for us to just enjoy one another, and for us to, just to really soak it all in. My first time, I remember 2011. It was October of 2011 was my very first homecoming experience at a black college. And when I tell y'all, I looked outside. At first I woke up, it was about 9 or 10 in the morning. I heard a lot of noise outside. I look outside my dorm. I'm looking through the blinds. It's RVs lined up all across the yard. Chairs getting set up. Tents getting set up. People outside on the grill, like cooking up a storm. I'm looking like, dang, like this really has finna go down for real. Like, I'm seeing all the different fraternities and sororities, a sea of different colors. My fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi, at the time I was not a brother of Kappa Alpha Psi, but I was just seeing all the crimson and cream. I'm seeing the purple and gold, I'm seeing the blue and white. I'm seeing all the sigmas, the zetas, the deltas, and I'm looking like, man, it's like a whole bunch of black folks outside just ready to have a good time and enjoy each other for real, and just really just invite each other to just have a real fun, a whole lot of fun, man. And to me, I remember watching Drumline. I remember watching A Different World. I remember watching Stump the Yard, and I had this depiction of what an HBCU would look like, and I really got that experience at MVSU. And the homecoming, man, it just brought everything into fruition. They just really brought everything to the forefront for me. Like, there was literally, I remember during this time, it was a probate. Like, around the time homecoming was, and like it was a Sigma probate, and I was like, dang, like everything, it just was just to see people pile in, and just be like, oh man, we kicking it. Okay, what y'all finna do? Y'all finna go over here, y'all finna go to that tent, y'all finna go to that tent. You got brothers outside cooking food, passing out food to random strangers. They don't even gotta know you. It's just, you get a plate, you get a plate, you get a plate, you get a plate. Y'all remember Oprah was on her show and said, you get a car, you get a car. That's how it was, man, like for real. And then later on in 2014, 2015, when I became Mr. Mississippi Valley State University and my family came down, they was outside passing my granddaddy and my grandma and them plates and all that. They getting well fed by strangers they don't even know, because everybody on campus was treating each other like family. They don't gotta know you, man. Listen, man, what's up, man? Welcome to the university. What's up? What you need? Okay, Malcolm, your grandson. Okay, cool. We got you. And it was all love, and it made my grandparents smile, my mother, my father, my sister, made everybody just have a great time and just really just soak it all in, man. Like, it was special to not only homecoming week was special. not only to the students, but the communities in which the HBCU stood. Like my HBCU, Mississippi Valley State, was in Itabena, Mississippi, man. And I remember watching, like, I was in 2015, I told y'all I was Mr. Mississippi Valley State University. So I was in the parade. They had a parade throughout the town, and I mean, all the residents came out. And they were just all of the little kids. They was coming up to us smiling and taking pictures with us because they enjoyed all of these festivities, man. There was like this emphatic joy that the community expressed when they were engulfed in cultural gatherings filled with lively, innovative black people, man. Like, you get all these different creative minds, all these different people from all these different walks of life. Black folks that just from here, from there, that that just brought a whole bunch of creativity and a whole bunch of just personality to the table for all of us to just mesh together and have a great time. There was nothing like that, man. Like, the HBCU homecoming experience is filled with warmth, excitement, and relaxation in general. Just for real, man. Like, I remember, like, because right around homecoming time is when midterms about to happen, right? So midterms go down, we done been studying, and I remember my first semester, I was struggling with my little college algebra course. And I was a great student in high school. I just did not know how to study. And I remember, like, going to office hours. I'm in there working in the library all the time. Me and my homie AJ. Shout out to my boy Devin Jackson if he watch this video, man. So me and AJ be up in the lobby. I'm in the the library. We in there doing all our homework. We in the study rooms in the dorm. We in the computer labs in the dorm doing our work. And when homecoming came, y'all, I'm telling you, man, we was just like, let's go. We at the game. Listen, the HBCU experience is all about the bands. Like, that band stuff is real. When I watched Drumline, I thought it was just for TV. No, my first roommate in college was in the band. He was from Detroit, Michigan, and he went to Cass Tech High School in Detroit. But he was a Midwest kid that came south to Mississippi like me. And I remember, man, my boy was always gone, always doing something with band in the middle of the night. Like, I mean, band was his life, for real, for real. And he took it seriously, man, and he was killing it every single time they got on the field. And really, of course, the football is great at HBCUs, but everybody really want to see the halftime show. They want to see how the band's going to go at each other, how the majorettes going to look. The MVSU had the Satin Dolls. Everybody want to see what the Satin Dolls going to look like. You know what I'm saying? Jackson State University had the Sonic Boom. That was the name of their band. MVSU's was the Mean Green Marching Machine. I know FAMU got the Marching 100. I think Southern got the Human Jukebox. Like, so all these different bands and everything, people want to see the fifth quarter performance. Like, that stuff is real. People at the edge of their seats recording, taking pictures of the halftime show, like the bands. And I'm like, damn, like, this really is live. Like, people standing up, clapping, cheering. It was like for real, like, I really enjoyed it. It's like, I started doing the same thing everybody else was doing. I'm in there clapping, standing up, watching the band perform, man. And again, it was just it was an experience like no other. And I think around the time homecoming was happening, it was nearly, it wasn't the same time, but later on in the semester, it would be Midnight Madness for the basketball team. So it was just a lot going on all throughout campus, man. And I remember being a color commentator. I was a sideline reporter for the football games. So after the games, I would write my little story up for the web page, the sports web page we had at NVSU. I would write up my little story. I would do my interview on a little recorder. I get my job done. Me and my boy Melvin. Hey, look, we finna go outside on the yard. We finna go down here. So we go with a noob set. We finna go kick it with the noobs. We finna go over here. We finna go into the pavilion. We finna see what everybody on. We finna see the pretty girls, all that. Like, listen. And I'm gonna be real. When I saw Stomp the Yard, I was like, man, I gotta find me a girl like Megan Good. And I found me one. You know what I'm saying? Who's my lady now, right? So I found her on the yard years later. But my freshman, I didn't meet my lady till my senior year at Mississippi Valley State University because she transferred in, right? But my first freshman year, someone was like, man, we got pretty girls on this campus. It's a lot of all different shades of black women from here and there and everywhere. All different shades of black people in general from all different places. We had black folks from Canada, black folks from Africa out here kicking it with us, man. And then it was even people that weren't black folks. We had Asian people from Kazakhstan. We had students from India, so on and so forth, man. So it all just was a super great experience for all of us, man. And like it's something that I never will forget, and something that I always will look forward to for real. Like I remember when my father came to see me because he saw me get crowned. I got crowned during homecoming week. We had the coronation. I got crowned as Mr. Mississippi Valley State University. My father wasn't going to come in first, but he surprised me. And he surprised me because the student body, man, they really showed me love without question, man. Like they allowed my father to come in my room, kick it. He could have slept in my room, they just kicked it. I mean, like, you know, they let him just come in and just kick it. All my family was all in my room. We was all in my room. And I had a room, like, because when you're Mississippi Valley State University, you have a suite to yourself. So I had like 2 rooms in one. I had carpet on the floor. I had a bathtub in the room. I had little plants and stuff set up, man. My mama had got me a vacuum cleaner for the room, for the carpet, make my stuff look clean, have my stuff smelling good in there, man. It was real clean and smooth and play in there, man. And but yeah, my father came in town to see me, and I remember when he was going back home on the train, it was so many people that came down from Chicago that went to the Valley, and I'm like, dang. We got, like, Mississippi Valley State got students from everywhere, from Chicago, from Detroit. We had people from California. We had people from Alabama. We had people from Nebraska. We had people from New York. Like, we had students from everywhere, every coast you can imagine. And that was the beautiful thing about it, man. All of us were from different walks of life, from different regions, but we could come together and share certain parts of our culture with each other, whether it was the music, the fashion, whether it was the lingo, whether it was the sports that we, not sports, but whether it was, like I said, the music we listened to, whether it was the food that we ate. We put each other on different foods that we would eat and all that type of stuff. And it was just like, I was like, man, I'm so glad. I'm really glad I went to a HBCU, y'all, because I don't think I could have had that experience at any other type of institution at that point. I remember when because I went to grad school at a predominantly white institution, at PWI, Arkansas State University. Arkansas State University has an excellent mass communications program, excellent master's program for mass communication. I majored in mass communication in undergrad, and I went to major in mass communication and journalism in grad school, right? So when I was at Arkansas State, it was a lovely school, it was a great environment, top-notch facilities, all of that, right? But I just didn't quite feel at home to me because, like, I was used to being around, you know, my folks, my people, my friends, all the people that I was around all the time, man. So I remember when I went back for homecoming during my first year in grad school. And in grad school, I always stressed because grad school is rather lonely. The work is very intense research being done. I was in the library writing 25 to 50 page papers a lot and all of that. And I had a lot going on. I was just stressed. I went to Valley, y'all, and it was like I went to my homecoming in my HBCU, and it was like I went to a weekend at the spa or something. Like, swear, I promise y'all, I ain't lying. If I'm lying, then I'm flying. And y'all know my feet are firmly planted on the ground, so I ain't lying when I say this, man. When I went to my homecoming, like, it was just like a big sigh of relief, like a woo-saw. Like, I was just like, man, I'm home, man. Like, that's why we go back to our homecomings, because it literally feels like home, a place where you can be embraced. And I'm from Chicago, Illinois. So I'm going to Mississippi, man. They treated me and welcomed me with open arms like I was a native son at that institution. So when I came back, it was just like, Malcolm, what's up, man? Like, everybody was just so happy to see me. And I'm looking like, man, I missed y'all, man. I missed all of this brotherhood, all this warmth. I needed that, man. So when I came back, I felt rejuvenated and I felt refreshed when I went back to my grad school, but I really needed that. And to this day, me being Mr. Mississippi Valley State University, 2014, 2015, they always send me tickets to the game, free tickets to the football game all the time. And they always send them to me, telling me, hey, you can come back to the game. You can come back to see you can be in the ceremony of the crowning of the next king and queen, so on and so forth, man. And they always tell me, Yaki, you can come back. And I came back to see my boy, who was my roommate during my first year. He was there. He became Mr. Mississippi Valley State University after me. So I came back when I was in grad school and watched him get crowned, and I was a part of his ceremony. And it was just a really great experience, man. I'm like, man, we both became Mr. MVSU, and we were both roommates at one point. We were both kids from the Midwest, him being from Detroit, me being from Chicago. And it was just like, man, everything just comes full circle, man. But an HBCU just represents just a festive time for our people to all enjoy each other and just embrace each other, and to embrace each other in the way that we always voice. We always say we want like a black utopia for all of us to just embrace each other and love each other, for us not to be fighting and no BS to be started. And the homecoming time is the black utopia for me, man. For all of us just to be happy to see each other. We outside in fraternities, we outside strolling, we kicking it, we having fun. That's a time for us to just love each other and just have a good time, man. So ain't nothing like an HBCU homecoming. And if you ain't been to one, you gotta go to at least one in your lifetime, man. Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all leave comments in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the people who rocking with me. Peace.